guys are real rah-rah guys, and you watch them, you leave, and you feel great for the rest of the day, but then the week starts again next week. With Dr. Bell, he does a great job of being consistent in his message and really tailoring what he's trying to say, that it's applicable over a long period of time. It's not just one of those things that gets you excited for that day and you kind of forget about it. It really translates over a longer period of time.
Now, when I talk about mental toughness and how important it is, this is how important it is. It's how we cope with struggle, and how do we deal when we have the setbacks, and then how do we perform under pressure when stuff gets tough. How do you do then? Because it's easy when you've got the lead. It's easy when you got the lead. How tough is that? It's easy in practice. I think about it like this. In our yards today, there is a plant right there pestering all of our yards, and it's the most mentally tough plant that there is. You can't destroy this plant. You can't destroy this flower. A lot of water, it's going to show up. A little bit of water, it's going to show up. A lot of grass, no grass. This flower will show up, and we pay billions of dollars to get rid of this thing. What's it called? You bet. You know why that thing's so tough? You know why it's so tough? Pull one, and then look at the taproot. Taproot goes straight down. You want to pull one of those nice looking flowers, that taproot, it's this small, it just kind of spreads out. It's all on the surface. You can't kill the dandelion. That's the way I think we got to look at mental toughness. Can we build our taproot? Our taproot is our why. Why is it that you do what you want to do?
To take some of the same mental toughness tactics that he is good at communicating, presenting that to a sales force, presenting that to a board, or to any kind of an executive decision maker, those tactics are key on a daily basis to making smart decisions in business.
I asked you that question. What do you think is the most important mental skill? Because I'm not going to deny everything that I said right there wasn't the most important. Because it all has to do with motivation. All has to do with persistence, grit, resiliency, determination. Can you take everything and keep showing up? But I think it goes a little bit deeper in that. I think it goes a little bit deeper in that. And here's why. Because 60 years ago today, 1954, this guy said, I'm going to break the 4-minute mile. And he did. And he went out there and he did it. Roger Bannister. What was his why? Because our mess becomes our message. In 1952, he finished 4th at the Olympics, and he said, I'm going to break that. Now, what it said at the time is that this barrier was physiologically impossible. You could not break it. If you broke it, you were going to die. That's what the expert says. If they break it, you're going to die. So he breaks it. He runs a 3:59.7, breaks it, doesn't die. But here's the most important mental skill. In 3 years' time, something that could not be done was broken. Not only a month later, but 16 different people had broke that barrier. In 3 years' time. What's the most important mental skill? Think about it. Studies get done at Eli Lilly, studies get done across the world that will test certain drugs against one another. And half their group's going to get a sugar pill. 30% of those people are going to get better just by taking the sugar pill. Because they believe that what they're taking is the real thing. 30% of all studies get accounted for by placebo effect. The most important mental skill, what do I really work on? I think this. I think with mental toughness, the only way we can be really mentally tough is if we believe 100% in what we're trying to do. Then it affects the first mental skill. Then we can all become lions, because if we believe, if we trust that things are going to work out, then we put forth the extra effort that we're never going to give up, that we're going to persist and we're going to be motivated. That's why it's so important. Because you know what? The levels I work with, everybody works hard. It's just who believes the most. What I say is this, is it all works out in the end, and if it hasn't, it's not the end.